got a great story for you today, and it comes from 7-Eleven. And if you'll stick around to the end of the video, there's 3 things that you can apply that could make a substantial difference in your service. So the CEO, Stephen Dukas, noticed that he had one location where they were selling 2,500 cups of coffee a day, which was unbelievably more than any of their locations. And so he went undercover to discover, why are they selling so many cups of coffee, and why is the overall sales doing so well at this particular location? Well, he encountered something that I want to call the Delores factor. You see, there was an employee by the name of Delores that had been at that 7-Eleven for about 18 years. And it took only a short period of time of him being undercover as an employee to understand what was happening. She knew every customer. She greeted them by name, many of them. She'd been there so long, everybody kind of adopted her as their mom or their friend. And she just had this ability to engage with people that was on a whole nother level. And when he finally revealed who he was to Delores, he said this, very interesting. He said, people are not buying 2,500 cups of coffee from 7-Eleven. They're buying 2,500 cups of coffee from Delores. And he was wise enough to see that it was the Delores factor. So I want to ask you a couple things. One, do you have a Delores, or 2 or 3? But more importantly, are you doing these 3 things for your Delores, and more importantly for your company? The first is you have to recognize, or reward, but recognize this type of service that's kind of next level. What are you doing to recognize the Delores in your organization? But the second thing is you have to research, what is it that they're actually doing that you can discover that you can use across your organization. And this is where people make a mistake. They think, oh, well, Delores, or whoever your Delores is, they're just the best. Nobody can be as good as them. And so they just dismiss it as, she's a one-off, she's amazing, which this lady was amazing, and you have amazing standout employees, but they fail to research and say, okay, what are the things that we can take? And this is the third thing that you can apply, is what can we replicate from the Delores factor? So we have to recognize, we have to reward those people that are doing so well, but we have to research and figure out, what is it that we can gather that they're doing, that whether they're an extrovert, an introvert, whether they're a new hire or somebody that's been there a long time, what are some of those pieces that you can use to then replicate across your organization? So